Hiya, friends. Prepared Suburbanite back at you. Well, I wanted to give you all an update on Billie's surgery for the hematoma that she had in her ear. She did have to spend the night at the vet's office, and they took real good care of her. They gave us a call about 6 yesterday afternoon to let us know that the surgery was all done and she did very well and all that. And made arrangements for us to pick her up um, this morning, May 3rd at 10 o'clock. So we were there right at 10 o'clock and went through all the instructions about care and the lampshade of comedy that she has to wear for the next 2 weeks. Made a follow-up appointment 2 weeks out for getting the stitches removed. Apparently, they had to cut um, all the way down this on the inside of her ear, and did a whole bunch of stitches. Um, did a whole bunch of stitches in her ear, and so when we picked her up this morning, went through the instructions with the vet, and they finally brought her out from her jail cell, and after we bailed her out, of course, and she was so excited to see us. She was just kind of like beside herself and jumping around and all that. But we finally got her home, and she did okay. She has a hard time because this lampshade collar that she's got to wear is a little bit bigger than what she thinks it is. And she keeps bumping into everything, chairs and doorways and her water dish and all that. But we did have her out walking around in the garden just a little bit. And so she's eating okay. She's on a little bit of pain medication and a whole bunch of antibiotics. And so we got to keep the darn uh, lampshade on her head for 2 weeks. And so I just wanted to share and just wanted to say thank you to all the wonderful people that were praying and keeping Billie in their thoughts. This one turned out pretty much okay. The poison ivy I talked about yesterday, well, it really is poison ivy, but I didn't get into it as bad as I thought I was gonna. And I've rigged up a replacement temporary mailbox, waiting for the folks that busted up our mailbox. Haven't heard a word from them in 24 hours now on what's going on. So with today being Friday, we've got mail delivery today, mail delivery tomorrow, and just not quite sure how long it's going to be before they actually send a guy out to do the repair and the replacement kind of stuff. And thanks to a few of you that said, hey, you really don't need any kind of music at all in your videos. It just toys on all those kind of copyright issues. I can remember a friend of mine had a YouTube channel, and they filmed a wedding reception. And in the background, they were playing music while the reception was going on. And darned if they didn't get a strike for having that background music just playing on a radio, I guess, or maybe a stereo. And so they got hammered pretty good with that one. They had that whole video demonetized. So it may be a good idea. I'm going to try it for a while without any music, without any weird background stuff, and we'll just kind of go along as we normally go along. So looking at today's news, I guess I was a little bit taken aback by what's going on in the Trump trial in New York City. Uh, it seems that um, Trump's former attorney, Cohen, um, basically said, no, it's not hush money. It never was. It was consideration for work. And consideration is a defined legal term where you trade one thing for another, and that's perfectly legal. Now, the background accounting process, that's, I think, what they're trying to focus in on, but they keep calling it the hush money trial. Well, uh, there ain't no hush money stuff going on. It was consideration for activity, appearances, maybe that kind of a thing. So I don't know. And it just popped up on CNN just before I started this video that the accounting firm that Trump media uses has been banged up pretty good by the SEC for making fraudulent statements and falsifying records and all that kind of stuff. And you know, this kind of stuff, this weaponization just never stops. The evil empire on the other side of the aisle is absolutely relentless. Um, I'm going to keep my eye on these stories over the next few days to see what's really going to happen. But um, who knows the total and final outcome? Anyway, it's really a good time to sit back right now, take a look at what you've got for your food preps, for your water preps, for your home and safety preps, and make sure that you've got every avenue you can covered. I foresee that what's going on with the protests, I guess, for lack of a better word, at the universities all around here, all around the country, it is just a practice run for what's going to happen during this coming summer, all the way through both the Democrat and Republican conventions, and probably all the way through the whole election process come this fall. And I think what they're doing right now is practicing. There's just absolutely no way that I can believe that this kind of contagion activity, this hateful nonsense that's going on, anti Semitism and pro Hamas kind of stuff, people aren't, these kids aren't doing their homework and they really don't understand. And kudos to the fraternity at UNC right down the street, around the corner, um, for saving the American flag and making sure that it didn't touch the ground. At last count, I heard that they had raised over $500,000 on a GoFundMe page that got set up for them. And they have set up a council right now to try to figure out exactly what they're going to be doing with the money. I hope they have a heck of a good party, but $500,000 is really going to buy a heck of a good party. But they are considering making charitable donations, and that they've got a committee or a council put together that's going to run down through all that kind of stuff. And I hope they look at places like tunnels to towers, to make sure that our wounded vets and first responders get the care and the facilities that they need to be productive and self-sufficient in this world. The International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, I think, is another worthy cause for that fraternity to take a look at. And I'm sure there's hundreds and hundreds more that are certainly worthy of it. But anyway, that's it from here. Billie's doing great. We're going to have a pretty long 2-week recovery process here until she gets her stitches out. But she's well worth everything that we're going to do. This is the Prepared Suburbanite reminding you to be prepared always, and I'll see y'all on the next video.